Hello, 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 hello. Oh, yes, all over my studio, you can see it. It's a happy independence to Nigeria with 64 years old. Whether you like it or not, it's a good news. Not everybody survives 64. So if you are 64 years old, you have reason to celebrate. So Nigerians are celebrating in any way you can, and why not? That's Srtv. We're here to celebrate Nigeria because we're Nigerians, and that's what we're going to do today. It's 64. But what do you have to say? What do you think about us being 64? I know some people are going to be negative, some are going to be positive. But the president has come up with this renewed hope that it's a new renewed hope. Maybe it's time to renew the hope. But how do we start? Do we give up? No, we can't give up. Stand up, push on. That's what Nigeria is going to do. And that's why we are here today, to inspire you, to talk to you, to wake up that spirit of Nigerian youth. Hopefully, when we can do this right, we're going to go to where we're supposed to be. And that is what this show is all about. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Srtv London. And I'm going to start the show this morning with a wonderful tune from Nigeria. And I have a lot. Abuja is going to join me. Hopefully, Lagos will join, whatever. And I have a couple of guests who will be talking about the Nigeria of our dreams. I just want to talk about the Nigeria of our dreams. To get us into that mood, Ilerayo Fadeni is right here in the studio. He's going to inspire us with the new national anthem of Nigeria. Ilerayo, before you start, let's just see this young man. He's a musician, and the first time I met him, this young man is tall. He should be playing basketball for Nigeria. I don't know what he's doing in the United Kingdom anyway. Ilerayo, you're welcome to Srtv.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, fine.
We're proud of you, and
Happy
happy independence. We're proud of you. We love what you do, and thank you for gracing this celebration with your fine tune. So, without further ado, Ilera is not the one that talk a lot. He does it and he do it. Do it again for us, Mama. Let's hit it with the Nigerian national tune. Thank you, man. Whoa. Thank you. And we don't bless Nigerians. And we don't bless. Listen, I'm so happy. Thank you very much. You are always an inspiration. Color, tell us, there's a way Bob Marley described one guy they call Johnny B. Good. He said Johnny be good. He never learned how to read and write, but can play the guitar like somebody ringing a bell. This man can use his hands on the piano like he's ringing a bell. How you doing, man? Thank you so much. We're proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to have another time with you, a big session, another interview with you, where we're going to talk about your skill and how you can be transferred to the younger generation. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Happy Independence, one more.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, people, it's today's Nigeria at 64. What is your take? It's a wonderful time to be alive. I always say so because I think it's a wonderful time to really be alive. It's 64 years old. You might think it's not important. Now, very many of you, Nigeria is older than you. My case, I'm dragging age with Nigeria because Nigeria is 64 and 57. So the age difference is not much. So Nigeria, don't make math. I am an old man. So I talk from the point of authority that I'm talking about. I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of Nigeria, the Nigeria you know. And my guest today, I'll always be talking about the Nigeria they know. In my time, I will talk a little bit of that. And I know for you younger people, it might not be interesting, but it is worth remembering that when Nigeria became independent, we were just 40 million population. Today, we are about 200, if not 300 million. I'm going to be joined with a couple of guests, like I said. As soon as they join me, I'll be bringing them in. And all I'll be doing is really ask about the Nigeria they know. Like I said, let's make it simple. What do you know about this Nigeria? This was a population at 1960. We're just 45 million people. Today, we are 300 million. But I say we know how to do the thing well. We just procreate. We obey the commandment of God. Go ye and multiply. Nigerians is multiplying in 60 years now. Don't try you. So that is one remarkable achievement. We've increased the population. We have. And funny enough, I don't have some of the images. I hope I'll be able to share some with you as we move on. But if you see Nigeria as at that time and now, it's a different country. I was taking a look yesterday. I was really angry with the country, but then you must take a note. Let me share some few images with you. And to look at this Nigeria we're talking about, the Nigeria you want me to talk about today, the Nigeria we're celebrating, we can't do it without looking at those who have ruled Nigeria till date. I'm not going to point all of them, but I'm just going to talk you of the different era. The top will be the first era, right, from the First Republic to the coup, and go on running the affairs of the country until Murtala Muhammad is the one that ended. That man there. I don't know why Gowon always like to dress in civilian uniform. You're a military man, be proud of it. Anyway, after Gowon, on the top right is Gowon, then the last is Murtala Muhammad. If you guys were young, we remember the days of Murtala Muhammad. Murtala Muhammad was somebody that brings in a lot of joy. When you're young, of course, when there's a coup, it's always a good thing. But Murtala Muhammad came in to take over power from Gowon. Because Gowon was the one that led Nigeria during the Nigerian Civil War. And Murtala Muhammad took over power. It was the death of Murtala Muhammad that brought in Obasanjo as the first military. I don't know why he was not there first. They only bring him down. After Murtala Muhammad, Obasanjo was next to Murtala Muhammad. When he died, Obasanjo took over. Of course, Obasanjo was the first military man to say, no, our position is not here. We belong to the barrack. He conducted a successful election and handed power to Shehu Shagari. Now we're on the second row. When you have Shehu Shagari, you're already at home. Shehu Shagari were doing well. Things were okay. But guess what? As at the time of Shehu Shagari, there was massive looting in the country. I don't know, it was the First Republic, but that is my understanding. There was, yes, the country was bad because we had the case of them, Umaru Diko, who was about to be extradited from the UK. In fact, we kidnapped him right here in the UK. We're bringing him to come and face justice. Let us remember that today. It's very important that as we remember Nigeria, we remember what happened in the First Republic, that there was massive looting in the country and the military took over. That was the first time, but Buhari and Idiagbo took over. I can't see Buhari and Idiagbo here. I am disappointed. Because that was a regime. And they came up with one slogan, war against indiscipline. For those of you who are young, don't worry, just write it down. It's our history I'm talking about. Babangida said the regime was too harsh, too brutal. Babangida came in and they took power from Buhari. Buhari was arrested. That was the Buhari we saw now. We're going to see him again. I'm sure Buhari, we're going to see him as we move on. Now, Babangida did something wonderful. The first time I participated in politics as a child, as a man, actually, we had the SDP and the NRC, two structured political parties. In fact, they were secretarial built across the nation. We have the Srtv, and they said, join anyone. Either you, at least there was an ideology. We know that the NRC was the more of the Republican, or if you're in the UK, you'll be talking of the Tories. And if you are liberal, like you see the Democrats, then you belong to the SDP. He conducted the most successful election, the free and fair, they say. Maybe, but this was against what the military were expecting. Abiola won. They refused for some reason. He's still defending it, but Babangida is still defending it. For some reason, he refused to hand over, and the country was in chaos. As God will have it, they said no. They handed over. Because Babangida announced the election was not, he said, no, I cannot continue. He had to hand over to Shonika. Shonika is the man in there. The battle of all people came. This is where we get it all wrong. You see, from Babangida, we're already tired of the military rules, because there's a way the military rule. They rule by enactment, and you can't blame them. But the good thing is they were able to run the country for some time, and hey, Abacha took over. And I can remember vividly, the youth, there's a program, Abacha, when he has ruled the country with his heavy fist for some time. In fact, my boy used one word. That place, if Abacha, they pursue me, I not go pass him. You know what he mean? You know, it's the height of description that if you see danger, they come. If Abacha pursue you, go no. But that was what happened. Abacha was brutal, but hey, I don't know what happened. Abacha died. Maybe it's good for the nation, maybe not. Well, at least the yen program did not work. And then a liberal person came, and that guy helped to conduct the second election, because there was need to bring Nigeria back. That was when they brought Baba from prison, Obasanjo from prison. In fact, the country wanted him. Not that it was a way. He was like a savior. Come and save the country. And Obasanjo came and he ran the second successful republic. Again, the question is this is where we are now. When you come to the third row, that is where the new Nigeria is. Let's take from Obasanjo of 1997, yeah, I think so, till now. What is your take? Has the military done us justice, or they've gone back to the looting of that time? That is something young people are now very angry, because in my young time, during Babangida, during Buhari time, there have been two major. In fact, during Buhari there was one, and now with this other Baba you see here with these glasses, will be like my own. So, Tinubu, another protest. Young people are asking for a change. What are we looking for, Nigeria? But you know, all I want to say is that we've made progress, because when you think about what Obasanjo did and handed over to one of the most humble president Nigeria will ever produce, unfortunately, that took him away, the person of Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua was an amazing president. He was an amazing president. I can testify. I know people who walk around him, what they say about him. That's what you need. You want to be remembered for something. Yar'Adua have a quote that we all remember, and I'm proud of Yar'Adua. When he died, and Goodluck Jonathan was sworn in as the president. The first time, it was a marriage of convenience. There was no way Goodluck was going to become president. But hey, Nigerians were saying, no, justice is justice. This is why I believe in the same Nigeria. The same Nigeria you said is not, that there's no justice in Nigeria. When that time came, they stood up. And they said, hey, the law says when the president died, you hand over to the vice. And it was so. Goodluck won the second election, and he was going for the third. Because, okay, well, his second election, because he wasn't the one that actually had the first mandate, but he has ruled the country then for 6 years. He wanted to make it more. The country refused, because maybe many will agree with me, that was massive, massive looting under Goodluck. I am not the one to be quoted here. Just a few days ago, we had the Emir of Kano, the then CBN governor, testifying the amount of looting that happened. Goodluck, they look, they take the money, they go. In Jesus' name. Anyway, we said Nigerians were crying. We need to come back. We need a proper country. There was insecurity. We need somebody who can fight for us, somebody who can handle insecurity in the country. Buhari came and he was welcome. Buhari was welcome. I wouldn't vote for Buhari, but he was welcome. What happened? Buhari happened to be the biggest disappointment when it comes to insecurity, because from the time Buhari came and the time he left, insecurity has amounted to the order of the day. Killing is no more a problem. We just hear it. It's like it's normal thing. You can kill Nigerians. And that is where we are today. After Buhari, anyway, let me give one credit to Goodluck. The same country you said is not great. Nigeria is a great country. The first time a sitting president lose election in Africa and he handed over successfully without trouble. Anyway, it has happened in Liberia as well and in other countries now. So we're proud. We should be proud. We are growing. We're growing. So the question I want to ask is, now we are with this Baba here, Tinubu. Do you think we've made progress politically? I would say yes. Because now we are in a new dispensation of politics, that we're going to know that our leaders now know that they cannot just do things like before. 4 years down the line, they will be voted for. And I think that's a progress. I'm going to bring my guests in so that I don't masturbate. When you talk to yourself in filmmaking, we call it you are visually masturbating. I don't want to do that. I want to have Mary on the platform. Mary, not that I want to do that kind of rubbish with Mary. Mary, how are you?
Good morning, Daddy Chris. Happy Independence
Day. I can see you. Listen, without further ado, we have a special guest in the studio. We have Okay is right here with me. Let me bring Okay quickly in. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning and happy Independence to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's nice to have you in the studio, sir. When we have this day celebration, everybody is excited, and I know someone of your time must have experienced Nigeria, seen Nigeria. So we want to enjoy Nigeria with you. So before you, let me start by saying, tell us who is this man, so my audience can appreciate who they are having to celebrate Nigeria independence at 64 with. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
My name is Reverend Dr. Pacho. I'm a journalist before I joined the full call of the ministry. So I'm a clergyman now, not a practicing journalist any longer.
So you left us, you left journalism. Anyway, they are still the same thing. You are saving lives. As a journalist, you were saving a nation. Now you're saving lives. Is that right to say so, sir? Hello, sir. I said, you as a journalist, you were happy to correct some of the ills in the society, but maybe you now call the call of Jesus to become fishers of men. Would it be right to say so, sir? Okay.
Well, yes. When duty calls, you have to obey.
You have to obey. Anyway, let us start with the Nigeria you know, because you have some experience. Thank God, as a journalist, you know who they are.
Yes.
They've been covered.
Journalism is all about saving life, because we're into development and informing people about things that happen around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know one challenge already is his network. It's not going to help matters at all, because I have issues with him trying to sign him in the first place. We're going to try and see how Sir will be joining us if he comes in because it's very nice to have him. He's a seasoned journalist now. He's now obeying the call of God to become fishers of men, and we know what fishers of men has done. Maybe it's unfortunate you are young, but you are not too young. In fact, in olden days, if you don't get rich children, you know that one.
Grandchildren, we don't join.
Never reach.
Grandchildren, I'll be like a grandma.
In those days, we will not marry you out. You guys are not Mary, you guys don't talk. You guys just open your mouth and talk. In those days, we will not marry you out quick.
I would have been a grandma by now. That's what I'm saying. Have you not seen young grandmothers everywhere?
Many, these were the kind of people, these were how Nigerian women used to dress. You see, these were the babes of our time. Not in my time, really. But again, this was how they used to, you know. You see how we dress.
Beautiful. Yeah, they dress so beautiful. They look fine.
And maybe look at this, you know. But anyway, we have not left out. This is the modern Nigeria. You understand? You see, the color is one of them, but you see the modern Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know? So we have, what I just want to show with this is that we have evolved as a people. You understand? We are moving forward. And I want us to look at, be very technical about this today's program. Have we made progress economically? Let's do it one by one. Have we made progress socially? Have we made progress culturally? You know, yes, our education is done, but have we made progress? How many graduates do we have then? How many do we have now? It might be easier to rule Nigeria of that time than to rule Nigeria of today. In Nigeria of the 21st century, where everybody have a television, not a mobile phone, where everybody have a television. You know, the president have a bigger task than the time when we have to walk to my village. In fact, there was no television in my village. I was already in secondary school before we had a television in my house. Mary, do you hear what I say?
Yeah.
Good. So there was no television when I was growing up.
It's a different case. The thing is, we are growing. We can't remain the way we were, right? During you people's time. And the truth is, even 10 years from now, you see a lot of different, a lot of
we happen. I'm happy.
Change, modernization will take place and all of that. So most of the things we admire today will look like old-fashioned to us.
So better enjoy yourself now, because after some time you become an old man like me. You're going to become old. Guys not going to look here again. I see they will come past now. Everywhere they look here, see this man. After some time you will come past, they will say, I see that, mama. You understand? It's going to happen. You understand?
You know that is stage by stage now. Things always change. You can't always be
sometimes, maybe when I was younger, I didn't wonder, say, how do old people cope? Now I'm coping. You understand? I'm no more in the market. Let me see, you know, don't say I was in the market. The girls there's a hair we used to cut. We call it girls follow me. You get us with a coma. We call it girls follow me. Maybe I was trying to bring some of the dress the way we used to dress, the kind of labu we wore in our time. The same people. And you know that I'm talking of our culture, social cultural life right now. We have evolved, and Nigeria has moved with the new trend. We've done well. You understand? And I put up a piece yesterday, and which is Nigeria at 64. And one of the remarkable story of Nigeria of today is one, Nollywood has contributed to our culture significantly. Big, massive change. In those days, the only few people that made film in Nigeria were the light of, then we were shooting on celluloid. You don't know, in Nigeria, these kids, you don't even know what is celluloid. Of course, you don't need it.
This today's show, did you come to explain to us that I don't know anything in this country?
No.
Isn't that what I said before? Maybe, I would have
I'm trying to say to Nigeria that Nigeria has grown. A population of 40 million.
Daddy Chris, the kids that are being born today, tomorrow I'll be telling them that you were not born that time. It's stage by stage. You need to understand.
Okay. And so that's very important. Sometimes you guys need to listen to us. We don't need to force it to you. You guys need to listen because we have a lot of experience. We know the Nigeria we saw and the Nigeria of today. It's a different country and the challenges are quite different. Let's be clear on that. What I'm saying is Nigeria has grown. We have done well. We've moved from, yes, Sir OK is right here with me. Welcome, sir. I hope network will keep us now.
Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir. So we're talking about the Nigeria you saw. The Nigeria, what do you think has happened? Let's quickly run because I don't know whether your network, say, my people say, now speed, now they tell they follow teacher wife before you come from school. You understand? So, because we know the network will come. So, sir, what would you say have Nigeria moved forward based on where we're coming from?
The truth is that Nigeria has moved forward and moved backward. Given the time of independence to where we are today,
yes,
the development strides, you will say Nigeria has moved forward.
Okay.
But when you consider other indices that has brought about challenges, even in this present time, you may be tempted to say Nigeria has not really moved forward. But the truth is that there is a mixed feeling of moving forward and moving backward, as it were. When you consider the development that we have witnessed in Nigeria, you will say Nigeria has moved forward. But when you consider the inflation in the land, the level of corruption in this country, and the insecurity that we are having now,
Yes.
the temptation will be that we have not moved forward. But the truth is that a country as Nigeria is today has indeed moved forward, but with the ups and downs that come along with development. That is my take.
Yes, and so what do you think is 90% due to some of the challenges we're facing? Let's face that, because I agree with in development we've moved forward, and again, and I bring this indices together today that when we got independence we were 45 million. Today we're about 300 million. So it's quite a different country. You agree? And as at that time there was no crime of that could be committed with the mobile phone or with technology. Technological crime as waving as well. As the progress moved technologically, so are the technological crime. And perhaps that explains why we are having some of these insecurity challenges, because in those days, if you kidnap somebody, I don't know how you even get mobile phone to make a call. But today, you just kidnap somebody and you make call and they transfer. I don't know, because in those days you have to physically carry the money to them, but now you have to make transfer. So a lot of things, you say technology has aided us in the right direction, but it also improved crime in the country.
Truth is that technology has its own advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are enormous, they are numerous, and so are the disadvantages. But just like you said, the transfer of money to kidnappers and terrorists and all of that, the challenge is the inability of those in authority to follow the money. Electronic money can be followed.
Yes, true.
Electronic money can be followed. And if the will to follow the money is there, then the money can be, traced to where it illegally went.
Okay, but now I want to follow it. I know security why we are behind, and everybody must agree with that. But Nigerians, for a population of 300 million, let me put it that way. Let's work with that for the purpose of this program. It's quite enormous for somebody to manage. I know you're going to talk about the corruption that has taken place in the country, which must have aided a lot of things, but it's now a bigger country to manage, and perhaps a new president that is now managing somebody of a country of 40 million and the one managing a country of 300 million cannot be compared. But we tend to always compare. Is that not a challenge or something we need to address ourselves first?
Truth is that managing a large population as we have today, vis-a-vis what we had at independence, can be challenging. Another truth is that when the leadership shows leadership, the followership will follow in the right direction. Now, if the leadership of this country is dedicated to ensuring that things go the right way, those that are following, the citizens, the population, will follow. But when the leadership lives an extravagant lifestyle, when the leadership is engaged in conspicuous consumption, and you tell the followers to tighten their belt, it leaves much to be desired.
True.
The challenge then becomes that the followers may not tend to follow the leader because the leader is not doing what he's telling the followers to do. That is the challenge.
Yes.
If, for instance, a leader decides to invest in the country and not cut away money abroad and develop other economies, then the followers will follow suit. But the challenge we have is that many of the leaders of this country have investments outside of the country, and you begin to wonder, where is the patriotism?
Agree.
Today, petrol scarcity is a big challenge. But we are aware, it is an open secret, that many, or let me use the word, some of the leaders have refineries outside of the country, giving job opportunities to people that are not citizens of this country. But if you build your refineries here, we will get the product cheaper, we will get employment, and the standard of living will be there. But today we are battling with high level of unemployment, and the leaders are living luxurious life.
Don't you
That
think
is the challenge. That is the big challenge.
Yes, sir. Okay, this is where I am having the little bit of issue here, because don't you think the leaders are actually, they don't have enough to spend? I understand, because I know we always compare Nigeria of that time to now. We were only 45 million, and the country was actually different regions then. Now we are one unity state with a smaller budget to manage 300 million. Let me put it back. When Nigeria discovered oil in 1956, there was this Oputa panel that was set up, Udoji, and Nigeria paid Udoji, paid workers. The same country, Nigeria, paid our people money just for doing nothing. Just because you are a citizen of Nigeria, you just receive paycheck, free money, because you are a citizen. That is what happened when the country is rich. But now the government is saying there's not enough money. Please bear with us. But Nigerians seem to have seen the two things I see here, sir. And I want to add the two questions at once. Also, Nigerians can see all the good things now on television. They want to buy the best car today. They don't even know how people abroad come about their car. Let me be sincere here now. In the UK, if you see a man driving a new car, yes, he has not paid, though. It's on mortgage. You know, we call it, in those days, we call it hire purchase in Nigeria. And that's the language you understand. You pay slowly. But if I have a house in the United Kingdom, it's on mortgage. But Nigerians buy big houses today and now. How do you expect a government to cope in situations like this?
Simple. Put in the right policies. Follow through the right policies. Now, Nigeria is a country that God has blessed with arable land. We have very fertile land. The fauna and the flora, the vegetation is there. What is preventing us investing in agriculture the way it's supposed to be invested in? You are a living witness, and I am too, that Nigerian government share fertilizer when it is harvest time and not the planting season.
I agree.
That is what happens in this country. Now, what are we doing with our vast land that are so fertile? Nothing. In our other civilized climes, few citizens feed the nation.
True. That's what I'm
Few citizens feed the nation. What are we using our vast arable land to do? That is the question. If, for instance, we invest what would I say, we, the government, invest in agriculture, I am pretty sure that the yield will be so much that we'll begin to have cottage industries here and there that will, multiply the produce, put it into good use, add value to it. But I'm sure you also have witnessed what I'm going to say now. During the harvest season, mango, oranges are everywhere, that a lot of them go bad and it is thrown away. Where are the cottage industries? If we have, it is then that these agricultural produce can be put into good use and we add value to it. This is what other countries are doing. The farmer that goes to farm and at the end of the day is unable to sell his produce and it goes bad will be reluctant to go and invest the more. If our government, for instance, buys this product off the farmers as an incentive to encourage them to go to the farm again, that would be great. But we have left our land, rather we engage in importation instead of engaging in investment. That is the challenge. And our people, the leaders, they pride themselves in buying houses in America, in Europe, in Dubai, and all of that places, leaving the country to just be there without any such investment. And you agree with me that once a structure is being set up, like a house, a building, there are multiplier effects to it. The cement seller will get something, the zinc seller will get something, the paint seller will get, the mason man, and even the woman that comes to sell food.
Water.
You see how the money will begin to multiply. But unfortunately, we pay lip service to some of these things and enjoy the luxury of a few. That is part of the challenge we are having. And it is my wish that as Nigeria keeps going as a country, that wisdom will prevail in the leadership to change the tide for the betterment of the greater percentage of the Nigerian people population.
Wonderful. In fact, what I can see from your submission is that our problem is that of leadership. Leadership. And that is it's a big challenge. And these are the people. And maybe we may put some of them. We always say to them, our posterity will judge us. At some point, we're going to look at where we get it wrong. Is it from the first era, the second era, or the third era? Let's take a look at this. When Nigeria got this leadership wrong. And let's take the first type as the first era. The time from 1960 to the time of Murtala Mohammed, we take that as the first era. And then we look at the second era from Shehu Shagari down to Sheniko and Abacha, and finally, then the new era, of course, is Obasanjo of today, now to Tinubu. Where is this massive myopic leadership you describe now? Where do we have it? Because I agree with you, because any president come to power now is Minister of Petroleum. I've never seen a president say, I'm going to be Minister of Agriculture, because there's nothing in agriculture. You understand? And agriculture is actually richer than petroleum. Whole land generates 100 billion export. Small land from agriculture. They are not as big as Niger State. So I cannot dispute that. But where do we get this wrong? Do we blame the old? Do we blame the medium? Or we blame these new dispensations of leaders?
It is unfortunate that we almost got it wrong at the beginning. In the sense that the leaders we had at independence were more patriotic, even though they pandered to regionalism or ethnicity. But unfortunately, the military came. So if you ask me, I would say we got it wrong when the military came. And at the beginning. And that wrong became a stepping stone to subsequent leadership in the country. That is the truth. But the worst of it all, if you ask me, if I would rather say, is the civilian regime or administration.
Yes.
Especially the current, since 1999. They didn't do what they are supposed to do. The military tried, but again, they were, how will I put it now? They were rather bias in the way they led, in the sense that equity was not their watchword. But when the civilians came, they pandered to ethnicity, to regionalism and tribalism and all of that. And that further, destroyed the national fabric of the country, where people began to see themselves as Igbos, Yorubas, Efik, and all of that, instead of seeing themselves as Nigerian. The Nigerian dream was destroyed. It was never allowed to be realized. And that is why we are where we are today. Because the truth is that many leaders that we have gotten were all about ensuring their betterment, how to fester their own nest, how to enjoy the goodies at the expense of the majority. That is the challenge. But when we have selfless leaders, it will be okay for the followership to be there. The citizens will follow. But unfortunately, they abandoned soon after independence and the military came in. Agriculture was abandoned because of the discovery oil. So we engaged in quick profit without investment.
Yes.
Time was when a leader of this country told us that the challenge of this country is not money, but what to spend the money on.
Spend the money on. Let it hear that.
And from there, people began to look at it from, look at development from a different perspective that is not supposed to be. If we had invested all we had, gotten through oil or from oil, Nigeria would have been a better place today. The truth, again, is that God has blessed this country so marvelously well. We have the vegetation is there, the fauna and flora is there, the intellect is there. Nigerians are great people, doing well in other climes. Why is it that we don't do well in Nigeria? Take, for instance, Abuja, Lokoja road houses. Year after year, it is awarded. It is awarded. Why is it that it is not completed? Lagos Ibadan houses. Why is it that road is never, completed? The unfortunate thing is that those in authority have used infrastructural development as a political tool to amass wealth, for themselves. That is the big issue. That is the big issue.
In fact, you break it so simple. I made you hear that there was a time when Nigeria didn't have our problem was not money, was what to spend it on. And I'm going to bring back. I'm bringing okay back, because one thing that, because today now we are facing the leadership problem, and I'm sure every Nigerian, when it comes to leadership, our ears will not stand up because we are experiencing it.
Because everybody's experiencing it right now.
Exactly. But let's come to this. The military, you blame the military for being the first obstruction to this, because they came in during the First Republic and they came in during the Second Republic. And now they are watching. Let me put it this way. They came in when the civilians are actually doing certain things wrong. I'm not going to go up. Let's talk to the Second Republic that I witnessed. We have the cases of them. People like this man that we wanted to take from UK, Marudiko, with all his loot. So the military had a reason to come in. They were misusing, they were abusing the resources of the country. Now, sir, would you blame military if they have taken a look from 1999 to date, the amount of money that have come into the country, and they say, no, this is not acceptable? Let me put it this way. Young people have come out last 2020. I witnessed it. I came to Nigeria immediately after that to say, hey, government, end SARS. They were actually saying end bad government. They were shot at. A few months ago, they are out on the street again to say, please, president, we want a change. They were shot at again. What are the alternatives? Should the military remain in the barracks and stay there and allow the country to bury it? Taking notes. I interviewed a lady yesterday. They shed their blood for this same country. Should they sit down there and allow us to bury it? Over to you.
The military guys are Nigerians, and they are patriotic Nigerians at that. But the challenge is that if there is an intervention, for instance, because of what the civilians were doing or did, what significant change did they bring to correct the wrong? That is where the challenge lies. Because if you say the civilians are not doing it right, and you are right to say so, then it presupposes that when you come on board, you will right the wrong. But when you begin to do the wrong and deepen the wrong, the question will be, why did you intervene? Why did you intervene? Take, for instance, we know that there is a dichotomy of states. The Southeast has 5, and others, there are 6 and all of that. Why is it so? The military, you came in, you did a great job, yes, for instance. But within the military, there are billionaires. And the question is, what is the salary of a 4 or 5-star general?
Same goes to politicians, though.
So the same goes to politicians. So the point we're making is that the leadership of this country, whether military or civilian, seem not to be very keen in the Nigerian dream, in making Nigeria a great country that is supposed to be. And that is why a lot of people are seeking alternative elsewhere. It is not because they hate this country, but because the country does not allow them to thrive. And that is why when they go abroad, they thrive, they make the money, they make the name, they invest. I tell you the truth, the Nigerian human and material resources is what is keeping most of the countries abroad. Return our monies abroad, return Nigerians abroad, and we see those countries go cap in hand begging.
This.
I don't know if we are really bewitched. May the God of heaven have mercy on Nigeria.
Amen. Amen. That's a big prayer. It's a big prayer point. And so what you see, I want to bring the interview, I want to wrap this discussion really into pieces. I know when we stick to leadership, maybe we will not have time really to explore the areas of our hope and where we are doing well. So I'm going to try and cap down the issue of leadership. And when it comes to this leadership, it's really a huge one. And the question I'm going to ask again and again is, what's the way forward, sir? At this difficult time, we are 64 years old. What can we do to restore maybe confidence in leadership? And because I can tell one thing before you react to this, that the system actually corrupts you. Even if you go there that you have a good intention, your people will be the same person as you are. In fact, since you become governor, what you don't do for us? So you are not there to serve the state, you are there to serve. That's why we are fighting for our own to be there. The Igbo man wants his own to be there. The Yoruba man wants his own to be there. Hausa man wants his own to be there. And if that is the case, are the leaders, they are human beings, are they the one to be blamed? Or we have created a system that corrupt leaders, now the leaders are now destroying and looting the country?
The system is created by humans. The system is created by humans. And the humans that create the system must have a good conscience to know that whatever position you occupy is given to you by God to serve God and to serve humanity. Our challenge is that we see our positions as the position that we need to serve ourselves, and ourselves. We fail to realize that the system, the position we occupy is given in trust. And that is the big challenge. Now, the way forward. Let every man, wherever you are, realize that the individual is put in that position to do the best that will keep his conscience clear, that in doing whatever thing he does, there is a rewarder that will reward what we do. Until Nigerians begin to realize that life on earth is short and no amount of primitive acquisition that we have will go with us beyond this world except our good works, then it may be difficult for them to change. Now, consider a billionaire that has refused to help his relatives, let alone the people from his community. When he dies, that money, that billion is gone. Lives are not affected or impacted positively. So let's begin. Wherever you occupy, see yourself as a leader. In your home, you are a leader. At your workplace, you are a leader. In your business place, you are a leader. Now, what impact are you making? That is the big question. We should realize that it is important to use our positions to serve God and to serve humanity. If you are given a contract to construct road, use the money to construct the road to specification. And you that has signed that contract and given that contract, don't go back and tell the contractor, give me 25 or 30%. If he collects that amount, what will he use now to do the work to specification? Vacancies are available. You now sell it for 800,000. An applicant that has no job, you expect him to go and get 800,000 to get a job of level 8 or level 9. And when that individual gets it, you expect him to be patriotic? No, he has invested. He needs return on his investment. And that is why files are hidden. Until you pay, you will not get.
You go to
the police station to report a case. They will ask you to bring 5,000 naira to buy it for open file for you. Why? Because the budget that has been given has not been used for that purpose. The directors sell job opportunities. That is the challenge. And the business people out there, you go and import fake products and you sell it as genuine. So you see the multifaceted nature of it. And again, it boils to leadership. And when I'm talking about leadership, in essence, it is an individual. My very self. How am I leading my family? How am I leading the church that God has given me the privilege to lead? That is the question. What impact am I leaving? What legacy am I leaving? Until the Nigerian leaders begin to think about this, we may still have a very distant dream to realizing the desires of the Nigerian people. That is the truth. It is unfortunate that a lot of people, when they get money, for instance, the next thing is look for safe haven outside of the shores of Nigeria to keep the money. Why are you keeping it there? Boosting the economy of another country at the expense of your own? Refineries will have oil. Why are we not producing in the country? And the ones that will take the bull by the horn to produce, the cabals are there frustrating so that it will not work. So that their refineries outside of Nigeria will begin to bring the product into the country, giving the citizens of other countries job, while our people here don't have anything. It is a sad commentary.
I will say this, and maybe Mary going to say something, but I'm gonna point this. Nigeria, I like when you come down at the airport, Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, you see two big monuments, the mosque and the church. Deeply religious people, by all definition. Yet this is where we find ourselves. So I am asking, sir, should we resort to fooling religion to be the solution of the problem, or we deal with the secular state, or how they handle it here? You do something wrong, the punishment is on you by the state. Because if you tell human being to believe and do the right thing, they tend to do so, but to a limited extent. If country going to succeed out of morals, Nigeria would have. We have the mosque and the church, massive. But it's not working. So I'm asking now, sir, should we say our solution is going to come from the religion doing the best to change us, or we're going to use sanction and motivation? If you do anything wrong, there is the punishment, and you get it now. The whole country, it doesn't say the whole country will follow you up, and oh, this is what you did, and you must follow it. If you don't do the right thing, then we'll praise you. Which one is the way forward, so that we can leave these challenges of leadership and address Nigeria's beautiful beginning until now?
God is love, yet God is a consuming fire. God is not a respecter of persons. God is a God of principles. Once you obey the principle, you enjoy the benefits. And once you violate the principle, you enjoy the consequences.
Good.
Bitter as it may be. Therefore, I will let you know, my dear brother, that many Nigerians have God in their lips, but not in their hearts. And until we begin to have God in our hearts and not in our lips, the change we desire may not come. I will therefore say that Nigeria is a country governed by rules. Any man that violates it should be punished, no matter whose us is God. But a situation where, because I belong to your tribe, I belong to your religion, or we're in one fraternity or the other, I violate the laws of the land, then you give me preferential treatment. A situation where we see a lawbreaker and we rather engage in the gratification that comes therefrom, how would that law be obeyed next time? I am an advocate of, when you violate the law, let the law take its course. Until that is done, we will not get to the promised land where we desire to get to. Where people begin to make calls and use their connection to make the guilty innocent and the innocent guilty. It's sad. It's sad. Therefore, I will say that let the law of the land take its course. Anybody that violates, let that person be punished. Let the stick and carrot be there. Let people that are doing well be praised and honored.
Exactly.
But where we have a country where the bad guys, if I use that word,
yes,
appear to be the beneficiaries of the system, then it is difficult to get the good guys doing the right thing. They would rather let me follow suit. Take, for instance, when you are driving, you will see the traffic light show you red to stop, and you stop. People will be beating traffic, and you begin to think, am I the fool? And the next time you may decide to do it, even when the danger is there. I have had calls of being on traffic. People will come and say, look at you, be there now. What are you doing here?
Yes,
that is the challenge. But the amazing thing, my dear brother, is that as soon as they set their feet on the shores of another country, they obey. So why are we not obeying here?
Thank you.
Sometimes you're on the road, they'll use the blaring of the siren to almost push you out of the way. Is that how things are done? No. That is the big challenge. No. So I would rather that we begin to see our positions we occupy, whether at home, in the office, or wherever to ensure that we are not at loggerheads with our conscience. They God in us. They God in us. Yes. The man that is supposed to retire after 35 years of service, why is he changing his date of birth to remain there even with walking stick. Why the youth that have come out of university don't have anything to do? Why is the contractor not delivering as and when due? And why will he be charged from the contract sum? If you don't give me 10% or 15%, you will not get the job. Why are job opportunity vacancies sold? And why do we take the monies we have in this country outside of Nigeria, outside of the country to bank? Do we not have banks in Nigeria? These are questions. Why do we take pleasure in buying properties outside of this country? Can't we invest that money here? We pride ourselves. My shoe is Italian shoe. My suit is made in Paris and all of that. There are no textile industries that we can build on here. Again, may God help us as we continue to move on as a country. That is my prayer. And that is the prayer of anybody that loves this country. When laws are skewed to benefit a particular group of class of people, it's a big challenge.
It is.
If the leadership, like I used to say, if the leadership is right, the followership will be right. And when I talk about the leadership, it is beyond the political class, the judiciary, and the executive and legislature. No, I am talking about every Nigerian. Wherever you are a leader. But because of the trend of get rich quick, you see people killing others to make money. The money that we will leave after a few years on earth. Because I say few years, even if you live 350 years, it is still few years compared to eternity.
Yes. All right. I really want to, you see, this beautiful country, I wish I could use the word of Nelson Mandela. Never again, but it's not yet time to say so because it's still happening daily. But sir, one area I want us to conquer, to look at, before we finally say bye-bye to politics, is the agitation, which has been part of Nigeria from day one. What led to the Nigerian Civil War was an agitation by one section of the country saying, hey, we are not happy with the injustice, we want to leave. Today, we have the like of Sunday, who is leading the Afenifere, want the Yoruba to go. The Arewa in the north still want to go. Of course, Kano is still in prison. They want to go. The country refused to remain as one. I pray, I know it's not time for another civil war. Thank God we are not looking at that. But as I'm trying to know, how do we address this? The guy in South Africa said the uprising will bring out the peace in us. It's not always a bad thing. So how do we use this uprising to instigate or to inspire peace and prosperity for Nigerians?
Obstacles are friends in disguise, forcing us to be better. And with each one we overcome, we grow stronger and wiser. So in the recent, obstacles are not bad. But the truth is that when obstacles come and we fail to conquer ourselves, it becomes a big challenge. The Nigerian people, if I use that word now, we have failed and refused to conquer self. And not until we conquer self, we may not get anywhere. How do we conquer self? To know that God is not a fool to have made us Nigerians. And that ultimately we come from the same maker who has decided for us to occupy this part of the earth. Yes. Therefore, make the earth better. Be your brother's keeper. And I tell you the truth, the vast majority of Nigerians see themselves as one. True. When you go to the market to buy, You don't say, are you a Yoruba man, are you a Fulani man, or are you a Hausa man or Igbo man?
Yeah.
Your neighbor, you give him your key to keep for you when you are going out. And that neighbor may be a Fulani man or Hausa man or Igbo man or a Fik man, or not from your tribe.
Yes.
But when politics come, what happens? The political class now begin to bring the things that divide us. And the vast majority foolishly follow them. Because the politicians refuse to conquer self. They would rather bring ethnicity, tribalism, and religious bias into politics. But when it is time for them to share money, they forget that. It is then that you will know that all colors are green in the dark.
Yes.
That is the challenge.
Yes.
And I would rather that the Nigerian people understand it from that perspective.
Yes.
Because you're a Fulani man or an Hausa man, you are not my enemy. I would rather see you as a brother, as a friend. And until we begin to do that, we will not achieve what we want to achieve. Mankind in the recess of the world is one. May that oneness exist. May we catch in on that oneness and live together as one. When accident happens on the road, nobody will tell you, are you a Christian, a Muslim, or a heathen? No. When you need blood, it is not going to, are you a Christian, a Muslim? No. You look for the blood group until we begin to come to this consciousness, to conquer self, to know that mankind is one. And that wherever we are supposed to serve God and serve man in our little capacity. Until that is done, the challenges may be there. Until we realize that we cannot be on this earth in this state forever. Even though God has created the earth for the habitation of man, we cannot be where we expect to be. Now, tell me what somebody may be doing with billions of naira when his brother or sister or somebody from his community is living in abject poverty. Until we begin to get these things right, the challenge may still be there. But again, if we overcome them, we will grow stronger and wiser.
You said it all. I always say there are only two classes of people in Nigeria: the rich and the poor. There's no Yoruba man, no Igbo man, no Ifigi, no, it don't exist. There are only two sets of people: the rich and the poor, and that is what we can see. Like John Honorable generally said, the politician that is telling you, oh, don't mind him. Even in my village, he said, Ogara, we are from one small community. They will tell you the one from Ogarifi is your enemy. So, okay, but hey, you're joking, man. Ogarifi man is my enemy. From where? My mother is actually from there. So you get confused. You know, that is how politicians can do it. But hey, when it comes to sharing money, me, I'm not going to be your brother again. You know, you share within yourself. There are only two sets of people in Nigeria, the rich and the poor, and that is clear. So let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue the discussion. Maybe from there we'll go on a more lighter note, what kind of progress we've made in the entertainment industry, in the journalism and all that. We take a look at that and celebrate Nigeria for once. Don't go away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. Srtv Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to Srtv Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious Srtv Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 190 or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Chocolate Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Wake Up Nigeria, and we're celebrating Nigeria at 64. It's our Independence Day. It's October 1st, 2024. And we've been in the studio. I've been in the studio with a journalist and now a man of God. He's been talking us through the Nigeria of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. What way we're getting it wrong. He agreed with Chinua Achebe that the problem of Nigeria is that of leadership. And that is the only thing we can see. Other than that, there's a lot to celebrate in Nigeria. That's what we want to explain on today. Right now, okay, you will agree with me that other than these challenges from the political sector, Nigerians have excelled. Look at the music sector. Look at the entertainment sector. They've done us proud. Yeah, dude. Oh, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes. Over to you, sir.
Despite the challenges we have in leadership, God has blessed Nigeria, and Nigeria has made giant strides since independence. That's the truth. In entertainment, we are number one, if you ask me, in Africa. Many Nigerian artists are doing great. They are raking in money for the country, and they are doing the country proud. And the good thing about the entertainment industry is the tenacity of the artists involved. If you are permit this word, self-made.
That's it.
Because the incentive from government is near zero, if not zero. All the efforts they have made to put Nigeria on the map is self-made. And for that, we are grateful to God. We are grateful to God that the talent God has given to Nigerians, many of them are putting it into good use and making Nigeria proud in the international sphere. And so, Nigeria, for me, in the entertainment industry, has done us great, has done us proud. They have done greatly in that sphere. At 64, there are many Nigerian artists that have won various awards internationally and locally. And I salute them. I salute their doggedness. I salute their courage. I salute their tenacity. I salute their focus and their determination. That irrespective of the challenges, they are moving forward and they are succeeding. And my prayer is that they will continue to succeed, because once they succeed, Nigeria succeeds. And if they fail, Nigeria failed. And may Nigeria never fail.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Mary, what do you have to ask? Because I'm sorry, sometimes I just don't go out without giving you a break. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to our honorable journalists here? You don't know, okay? Anyway, these are the pioneers, all right? And today he's now a man of God, but anytime you call on him to serve the country, he's still there, always there. And so we're grateful for that. Mary, do you have any question, anything to say on Nigerian Independence Day, based on your experience? Don't go back to politics, daughter, please.
Okay, I'll say thank you so much, sir. You've said a lot of things that actually we normally talk about on the show. Our worries, the problems in the country, today is independence. We are supposed to be celebrating. Just that it looks like the country is actually changing to a different phase. Now, on Independence Day, some people are frowning at it, while others are celebrating. Not everybody sees it as if it is worth celebrating. But we can't stop the fact that today is independence. So happy Independence Day to Nigeria. So what I want to ask is, sir, moving forward, what do you think we can actually do, right, to make the country better?
For me, it is simple. Wherever you are in the country, do your bit that your conscience will not be, blaming you. Don't allow your conscience to be a collision course with you. Do the right thing. And the good thing about human being is that God has placed in us that spirit to know when we are doing right or doing wrong. The challenge is that sometimes we ignore the voice that tells us don't do wrong, to do that wrong. Now, if I'm doing the right thing, I know. The conscience in me, the God in me tells me that. And when I'm doing the wrong thing, it tells me. So if you are a Nigerian, the way forward is wherever you are, see yourself as a Nigerian and ensure that you contribute the best you can for the betterment of the country. As a journalist, write the good stories, the true stories. Even when people want to, subvert it for you by threats or whatever other means. No, satisfy your conscience. If you are a driver, you drive well. Don't cause accident on the way. Don't beat traffic. If you are a preacher, preach the truth. Don't use your position as a spiritual leader to deceive the people. Don't seek alternative power in the name of the power of God. If you are a politician, you are there to serve the people. Serve the people. If you're a businessman that is bringing medicine to the country, bring the right medicine. Don't go there to bring the fake. Don't be in your house and begin to cork bottles of zobo in the name of wine. Don't go there and bring the corn flour and put it in capsule in the name of penicillin or tetracycline. No, because you want to make money. So the way forward, my dear, is let every man, let every Nigerian citizen do his or her best to ensure that within your sphere of influence, you influence well. That for me is the way forward. So if you're a governor, you govern well. If you're a teacher, you teach well. If you're an administrator, administer well. Don't see self as the ultimate. Don't see self as the ultimate. See the position you occupy as a privileged one given to you by God to serve humanity. What impact are you making? Once that is done, I believe the country will move forward.
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you.
Still on this, because when it comes to politics, I try to dodge it, but we're back again. This is it. Nigerians are good. Nigerians, let me put it this way. We want to do the right thing. And sometimes, maybe we just need somebody to inspire us to do the right thing. Like you rightly said. I always say that the children of Israel would have remained in Egypt had Moses not come up. They all want to leave, but they needed Moses' guidance to take them out. And who is going to be, over the last few years now, this new political dispensation, especially from the last presidential election to now, we're looking for that Moses who will take us to the promised land, to the promised Nigeria, to the Nigeria of our dream. And we do know that the process of selecting our leaders at 64 is still a huge challenge, even with all the technological involvement and all the beavers and all the things. And the challenge here is, if you are selected by some set of people, you'll be accountable to those people. But if you are elected by the electorate, you will be accountable to the electorate. So perhaps there is one major aspect of the country that we need to address. With your experience, sir, how do we restore hope to Nigeria by fixing the way we get people to power?
The issue, the question you raise or the issue you raise is very germane. We get the type of leaders we have. The truth is that the political class has so weaponized poverty that when elections come,
yes,
they come with perks. And many people, because they have been so impoverished, grab the immediate gratification, not seeing the future, not looking at the bigger picture. So the Nigerian politician believes in, let me give them 5,000, 10,000, let them vote for me. And the man that may not have eaten for 2 days will jump at that.
Of course. Survival.
And when that is done, the victory comes. The investor will like to have return on his investment.
Of course.
That is the truth. And again, our failure to conquer self has made even our professors that are electoral officers to yield to the temptation of money instead of temptation of maintaining integrity. That is the challenge. Many politicians that are in positions they are occupying today did not win election, and therefore they have nothing to do for the people because they don't feel the people put them there. They would rather say, my money put me there. Therefore, I have to recoup and get ready for the next 4 years. That is the big challenge. But if our people, the electorate, if I will use that word now, are able to conquer self, and the electoral empires are able to conquer self to know that integrity matters, and indeed integrity should be all when it comes to electoral issues, then they will be able to say no to the inducement by politicians. And sometimes this inducement also goes into the legal, to the judiciary.
Yeah,
and you may ask, why so?
Yes.
But because they are human beings, they fall into such temptation. And the beat goes on, sadly. Therefore, I will advocate the review of the Electoral Act and plead with whoever that will have a role to play in elections to conquer self. To conquer self. Once they conquer self, they will be able to resist whatever temptation that the politicians may bring to bear on them. But when they fail to conquer self, that is a big challenge.
It is.
And they will begin to live with the guilt in their conscience.
Forever.
And at a time, their conscience will be so seared that they wouldn't even see it as guilt. That is the challenge. And any politician that comes to power through purchasing of victory will not see himself as committed to doing the things the people want. The assumption will be, after all, I bought it. Therefore, let me recoup my money and do whatever thing I want. But the politician that truly gets to that position through the vote of the people, the tendency is that he or she will serve the people. But unfortunately, we have not gotten to that stage or level, even though we still have that hope and confidence that a time will come that we'll get there. That is not to say that all politicians are bad. No, there are very good ones, and there are some of them that won on their credibility and integrity.
Yes.
But the vast majority bought their victory. That is the open secret.
It's open. It's open. Anyway, I cannot thank you enough for giving us this wonderful insight into the Nigeria of today, because we're looking at Nigeria today, the Nigeria we see, the one we are. But then comes one important area. We agree that we've made progress, massive progress. Like you said, we've made progress, we fall back, we make progress, we fall back. I can only remember those days when we have this, these were the Nigerian dream. At the point, Nigerian Airways, we have Nigerian shipping line. There were so many things, so many. There was in Nigeria. And then Nigeria, we have NNPC. And today they are of the argument that we don't need that. That because government could not run business. Private people should run it. But private people running certain set of business, they're going to only do it for profits. They're not doing it. Because when the government runs some corporation, they do it to engage the people, to empower people, and to make profit for the government. So it's not only entirely profit, but when you allow such a big venture to be run by individuals like you see in Nigeria now, the price of flying within the country is on the other side. And there's no aircraft to even take us out of the country, meaning that brand Nigeria is not on the air. We are on the ground alone. There's no air. We don't see Nigeria on air. When 2 days ago, I asked the question. I saw this Burkina Faso now. They now have Air Burkina with a young boy, military boy in power. Air Burkina. Even they brought Uganda Airline to Nigeria. And this country richer than us. We say we are rich, we are intelligent people. Nigeria is made up of very intelligent people. But my question is, how can we be intelligent and poor? It does not add up in my book. You are intelligent and you are poor.
Poverty of the mind is the worst poverty. We are intelligent.
Yes.
But when we fail to conquer self, in public administration, that is the type of challenge we will have. Time was, you like rightly said, Nigeria Airways. What destroyed Nigeria Airways? What destroyed it?
Good question.
If you ask me, is the failure to do the right thing at the right time? Failure to do the right thing at the right time. Why will somebody give ticket to a traveler and that ticket is not paid for? You assume that government will pay for it.
Again.
When the airline is there to make profit. In those days, when the Nigeria Airways was there, tickets were given to friends, relatives, and all of that. And whoever that is in authority never paid for those tickets. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. Now, look at the NNPC, for instance.
Yes.
Why
don't
will
forget
we be
NTA,
keen?
Don't forget NTA. Add NTA to the equation. NTA, they are still there.
Yes. Innovation, they have refused. All what they do is get the budget, the little that they will give to them, and no innovation comes in. No state-of-the-art equipment is bought because they will tell you there's no money. And the little there, they share it amongst themselves. That is the sad commentary. That is the sad commentary. And because they are seeing it as not their own, they are seeing it as government. And who is the government if not the Nigerian people? The Nigerian people is the government.
Of course.
And until we begin to see it from that perspective, we may not get anywhere.
That's true.
You run the airline, for instance, you print tickets, you give to your proxies, your relatives and friends, without remitting money equivalent to that ticket you gave them. And once they go to the airport, they board. And at the end of the day, you want to be paid salary? Where will the money come to get salary and to get new airlines, aircrafts? That is the challenge. So we have failed to conquer self, to know that wherever we are supposed to show the light. We are the light of the world. We are the light of Nigeria. So if you are in Nigeria Airways, for instance, you are the light of Nigeria Airways. If you are in the NTA, you are the light of the NTA. If you are Radio Nigeria, the light of Nigeria, the Radio Nigeria, and so on and so forth. So wherever we are supposed to beam the light. And the question is, what type of light are we beaming? Are we beaming darkness in place of light?
That's it.
That's the challenge. Many of us beam darkness instead of light. Now, people seize the file of others. You will not get promotion. You will not get your due. Why will it be like that? Yes. And one day that individual will retire from office.
Yes.
And once want to get that help, he refused to give others. This is the type of country we find ourselves in, where many people don't see themselves as true Nigerians. Why will it be you and not me?
Yes.
That is the big question. You get promotion in your office, some people are there angry. Where will you get the promotion? Yet many of them don't come to work when they are supposed to come to work. Many of our local governments, many of our state governments, they all just come and share the money in Abuja. And once they get there, they share it amongst themselves. Go to the local government.
Nothing.
What development is there? And yet, development is supposed to be from the local government. And of course, the state governments take the money and tell them, this goes to you, this goes to you, and the other one, they pocket it. Thank God for the recent judgment that has truly given financial autonomy to the local governments. Now, many states are now conducting local government elections, even though it is a bad work on effect. Once you are a candidate of the governor, you must win.
You must win.
But again, it's a step in the right direction that they have autonomy now.
Today, Nigeria is 64. Ahmed Tinubu is our president. His agenda is the renewed hope. Is there a hope for Nigeria? Is he the man? There's something John the Baptist saying his disciple to Jesus. He said, are you the one to come, or should we wait for another? Is Tinubu the one to come, or should we be waiting for another?
Well, this is a hard question for me to answer, but I will answer it. The truth is that there is hope for Nigeria. Let us not lose hope.
Okay. That's true.
Let us not lose hope. That's just the truth. God has not finished with Nigeria. Therefore, we must have hope.
Yes.
But the renewed hope is a big question. The truth is that the renewed hope is renewed disappointment. Let's say it as it is. It is renewed disappointment. Many people are so disappointed, even those people that voted for this government. You know, the challenge of the economy is not partisan. Whether you're APC, PDP, Labour Party, whatever party you belong to, even if you don't belong to any party, the rain is beating everybody very hard.
Really hard.
Whether you're APC or PDP or whatever, we go to the filling station, we'll buy the petroleum products, PMS and all of that at the price set.
Okay, why this camera, you must not freeze. Dr. Oche is talking. And I just
the rate of inflation is not a partisan. Yes, for those that are working, the government.
I just decided to bring this beautiful image of our president on board, and Nigeria is happened to be mad with fuel shortage, scarcity, everything, lack of food in a country so great, in a country so blessed. That's why I asked, where is the renewed hope? But like he said, all hope is not lost. Nigeria is 64. We are celebrating 64. And Nigeria is going to be great because God is not done with Nigeria yet. What a good piece. We are lucky to come from a country called Nigeria. I wish I can. Let's have
cost of living in the country.
That with you, sir.
But again, believing in God will keep us going. Believing in God will keep us going. Now, the government will tell you that it's trying, but while policy pronouncements are made, I think the ideal thing should have been to really, think through it. Subsidy is gone, and that brought about the inflation that we are having today. The floating of the naira also caused a big challenge. Today, a bag of rice of 50 kg is about 96,000 naira, when minimum wage is 70,000. Go to the market. The prices of items are over Mount Everest. But we will not give up hope. We will keep trying our bit, believing in God that with time, things will go well. My prayer for this government is that President Tinubu and his lieutenants, by the grace of God, will get it right. But they have to show us that they feel what we feel. But when you go buying presidential jet, buying yacht, and you tell us to tighten our belts. Even the Agbado that was promised us, many of us don't even see the Agbado in the Ewa. That is the truth. That is the truth. But like I said, we will not go give up hope.
No, we will not.
We shall overcome. That is our confidence.
In fact, you said it all. God is not done with us yet. Even though some people were done with us, but God is not done with us yet. But let's bring in the last part of it where we have done well. And I'm happy you're a man of God. Today, Nigeria, yes, when you look at, somebody was doing a big comparison between Nigeria and South Africa. He said, if you come to Nigeria, we have the MTN, we have they run the African Magic and all that. And they even have the supermarket. Is it, what do you call it? They have the global supermarket in Nigeria. But we've done well as well. We've done well. We have the Redeem, we have the churches taking over South Africa. That is what we've done. So we could celebrate our closeness, our faith in God. How do we translate that into something great? I think my boys are on the street in Lagos, probably want to join us, but hey, they're almost late, but we'll do that. But how do we translate our faith, our beautiful faith, to something wonderful? Because we've done well when it comes to creating that marvelous thing in us. But unfortunately, we've not really been able to convert that into wealth for many. One would have expected that if we have this wonderful opportunity of having this great faith in God, that we'll be good people and we'll be productive, because God said we should go and create. In fact, the Genesis 2, he said, and God put man there, and he said, till the land, cultivate it, and maintain it. But we seem not to be doing that. We only go there, we pray, and we expect God to come and do it for us. But God said, I have finished my creation. God created at the beginning and he stopped. Now I stop, you continue. Because when God created the world, the earth was empty. He only created man. And look at what man has created. I'm wondering if that is a part of the message we preach in church, because you cannot say you're serving God when you're not creating, because God has instructed us to create. How come that we are now creating churches, but we're not creating food? Let me put it that way, simple language.
God is a worker, and his creation must work. The challenge we have is that many do not want to work. And some that are working are not working the right work. Therefore, we must distinguish which type of work are we going to work. The work that you will work is the work that will not make you to have a guilty conscience. The work that you will work is the work that will not put you on collision course with your God. And that is why I said we must have to conquer self. To know that it is important that we serve God and we serve humanity. And I tell you, my dear brother, wherever you are, whatever position you occupy, you are supposed to serve God and to serve mankind.
Thank you.
Your failure to do that means you are not working.
God and mankind. You are the only pastor, you are the only man of God that have used this word. Serve God and serve mankind. Because
yes.
God even is right. You love me as you say, I love your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbor is part of God's commandment.
Yes.
But we don't, that is
if
with us.
God is love, and therefore we must love the man that we have seen to be able to say we are loving the God that we have not seen.
Exactly.
If we don't walk, we are not supposed to eat. We must walk.
Good.
And for me, the best work is one, to till the soil.
Thank you. That's what God even said it all.
So that the earth will give its increase. There's an increase in the earth.
Amen.
And not until we till the soil, that increase will not come. We must cultivate the land. And those in authority must give the leadership to cultivate the land. And may I use this opportunity to say, if I am one of the policymakers, I will suggest to government, all the prisoners that have 1 year to go,
yes,
having their jail term, should be sent to the land to till the soil.
In fact, we have coppers, we have people who are looking for a job.
The corps members should go to the farm. And government should also establish cottage industry.
Good. You hear that? You hear that? And now I want to, I'm just looking, and that's what I've been looking for Nigeria to combine religion with service of mankind, you know, and that's something we don't do. And to serve mankind, meaning we're going to create things for us. We're going to obey the commandment of God, which is to till the land. It is the language of God that God said we should till the land. And like he rightly said, once we till the land, the goodness in there will come out. And that is what we are lacking in our great nation. Maybe by next year, Tinubu might want to include that he is going to be Minister of Agriculture, not only Minister of Petroleum, sir. Please be Minister of Agriculture, be Minister of Sport. Let me be, thank you, sir. You're welcome back. The network was out, so
yeah.
we a little bit, yeah.
The president.
Oh. Yes, we're hoping to have my guest back.
Fertile land.
Yes.
They have fertile land. Let the government, through NALDA, National Land Agricultural Development Authority, get land.
Good.
In various states of the federation. Put people there.
Yes.
The corps members, the citizens that are serving jail term of less than a year should go to the farm.
Exactly.
Fertilizers should be given at the right time, not during harvest.
Exactly.
Seedlings should be given.
Yes.
And whatever thing that comes from the farm should be put into good use. The government can buy up these things from farmers so that there will be no glut and encourage them to go to the farm. The cottage industries should be also established to add value to the agricultural produce. If we begin to do this, the country will begin to change for the better. But the challenge is that the money that is, earmarked for fertilizer is kept somewhere until it matures before they release it to go and buy fertilizer. But then the farmers will have harvested their crops without fertilizer and all of that. Government will also be able to tackle the insecurity in the land to enable people go back to farm, go back to the land. It is heartbreaking that somebody will be in his farm or cultivate, the crops are wasted, and when you want to talk, the person is hacked down. Fear will grip others. they will not be able to go to farm again. So these are things that government has to do. And when I'm talking about government, I'm not talking only about the federal government.
Oh, no,
The
states,
state government
the local.
should be able to do so. The local government authorities should be able to do so that we begin to grow. Because this country, Nigeria, is blessed. We are not suffering the natural disasters others are suffering.
No.
God loves this country.
True.
The flood that is come that has many people have politicized now, it fertilizes the land and it enriches it. But if the incentive is not there to encourage people to go to the farm, that is the challenge. And if after farming, your produce is not, bought off you to give you the leverage to go to the farm again, you may be reluctant. And this, celebration of white-collar job at the expense of agriculture is a big danger to this country. The youth should go to the land. The youth should go to the land. The youth should go to the land. And they will not go to the land if the government does not do the right things to encourage them to go to the land.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Yes.
Seedling, fertilizer, farming implement. They can form cooperative. Give them the machinery to go and do farming the big way.
True.
And man, wake up belly full. Go farm again, oh.
Not true. Thank you very much, sir. What a place to end the show. A man went Belafugo go farm again. And to be honest, thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful time. It's been wonderful being with you. I'm going to beg you for more of this. Because today is Independence Day. We delve into the Nigerian economy. We're going to spend time on the Nigerian economy. We gain just me and you on the Nigerian economy. But today, let's celebrate Nigerian independence. What do you have to say to Nigerians, every Nigerian around the world who is celebrating today? What's your word for them?
The good people of Nigeria, thank God for Nigeria. God has not made any mistake making you a Nigerian. God has good purpose for this country. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for the Nigerian leadership. And you as a Nigerian, wherever you are, under the sun that the God of heaven has created, be a true Nigerian. Be a true Nigerian. Whether you're in the country or whether you're outside of the shores of the country, just be a true Nigerian.
Thank you very
Carry
much.
the Nigerian flag high. Let people know that you're a Nigerian. Contribute your best to the development of wherever you find yourself. May the Lord God of heaven bless Nigeria and bless the Nigerian people and bless the leadership in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining me today. And may God bless Nigeria as we celebrate our independence. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Thank you really for wasting your time, all right, with us today. All right, that's where we end the show, people. It's a wonderful time. I have I want to call him Dr. Okay. He's a seasoned journalist, now a man of God, and he's doing justice. He's serving God and serving mankind. That is his message. Serve God and serve mankind. And be yourself. Be proud. Nigeria didn't make you a mistake. God did not make a mistake. He made you a Nigerian for a purpose. Be a blessing to Nigeria. Thank you very much, Honorable, for joining us today. All right, Peter, this is going to be a very long time. We cannot continue. We're going to close the show today. That's where we end it. And until next time, when we'll be here again. See you guys.